BBC News reporter Graham Satchell broke down on live television during an emotional broadcast from Paris. While standing in front of one of the memorials in Paris, Graham got overcome with emotion as he spoke regarding the repercussion of the terror attacks where at least 129 people passed away. The father of three was talking about the hope he has witnessed in the French capital since Friday's killings when his voice began to catch in his throat and he was forced to quit the report early. Viewers took to social media to commend his honest reporting as his colleagues in the BBC studio stated the terror attacks had been distressing for all people involved. Pausing for a moment, Graham looked down and touched his hand to his head and then looked off camera and stated, "Sorry, I'm so sorry." He seemed to swallow hard as he attempted to gather himself before once more looking away. As the shot cut back to the breakfast studio, Graham was spotted walking off camera, obviously upset. Graham afterward took to Twitter to show appreciation to viewers for all their kind tweets, saying he has been humbled by the Parisian response within the last couple of days. It came as traumatic clips surfaced showing frightened survivors cowering among shattered glass as gunfire and bomb blast pierced the silence around them. Footage shows people lying in pools of blood outside restaurants and bars, while the haunting cries of the wounded and the sound of blasts can be heard in the background as the killings unfolded. The film was captured as teams of jihadis went on a killing rampage, with the massacre of 89 music enthusiasts attending a concert at the Bataclan Theatre, mass shootings and suicide bombs at the Stade de France. As survivors went on to share their stories, sources disclosed how a group of 11 colleagues and friends were viciously killed in one fell pounce when two ISIS terrorists unleashed a hail of bullets at the La Belle Equipe Café. Most of the 19 tragic victims at the café were from the birthday celebrations, which include 5 workers from the close-by Café des Anges and 6 of their friends. The sights in the café were horrifying, with a witness saying that he saw a dead woman hunched over a table with her eyes hanging out of sockets. It was disclosed that a migrant has been arrested carrying a similar Syrian passport to one discovered on the corpse of one of the suicide bombers. Serbian cops state the document in the name of 25-year-old Ahmed Al-Mohammed resembled one discovered on an ISIS body outside the Stade de France. It featured the same place of birth and date of birth. However, the only difference was the picture, and it's believed that both passports are fakes made by the same forger. In the meantime, special forces participated in 128 counter-terrorism raids across France as the hunt continued for Islamic State militants behind the terror attacks. Addresses were raided in cities and towns starting from Strasbourg in the east to Toulouse in the southwest as arrests were made and weapons seized. In Reims, east of Paris, armed police were spotted breaking down doors and taking suspects away in the Croix Rouge district. It's identified as a breeding ground of Islamic radicalism and was the home of Said Kouachi, one of the Charlie Hebdo killers. France as well continued to take its vengeance to the heart of Islamic State territory as it targeted a recruitment center and command center in Raqqa in fresh waves of air raids. Previously, Russian President Vladimir Putin promised to hunt down terrorists after announcing that a bomb was to blame for felling a Russian plane over the Sinai Desert in October. Chancellor George Osborne disclosed the UK is to launch cyber attacks against Islamic State to destroy and disrupt the networks used to plan atrocities, recruit extremists and raise funds.